Hi everybody, David Paul with you here in the KHOU 11 Weather Center. It's turning into what is a beautiful winter day in Houston, but the winds have begun to pick up. We're getting several gusts now above 40 miles an hour. That's usually our threshold for at least a few scattered power outages to begin to occur, and we're getting a few, and I'll update you on the power outage map here in just a moment and on what's going on here. Let's begin with our time lapse. We began at sunrise, cloudy with the front moving through. Only a few sprinkle showers as the front came through, put this in motion, and now look what's happening. We're clearing out. The sun is coming out. That's going to have you putting your sunglasses on, but that's of interest to meteorologists because when these air masses, these windy air masses are coming in, so the strongest winds are actually above the surface, usually 1,000, 2,000 feet above the surface. There's no friction up there, so the wind is stronger. But when we see the skies clear out and we begin to warm and the earth warms from the surface upward, sometimes that warmth can help to pull some of the stronger winds that are blowing aloft and kind of pull them down to the surface. And that's probably one of the reasons why we're starting to get some stronger gusts. And we may see some gusts up to 43, 44, 45 miles an hour before the late morning and afternoon is all said and done. So the sun coming out is a factor in how strong the wind is going to be. It's 49 degrees. It is a chilly day. And right now we're 17 degrees colder at Bush Intercontinental Airport than we were yesterday at this time. It's dry as a bone. Dew points down to 28. That will continue to drop, easily dry out your skin. Sustained winds northwest at 20. Again, that's at Bush Intercontinental Airport. We are getting gusts to 35 and 40 in spots at times. Temperatures. Sugar Land's hanging in there at 50, Wharton's 48, Tomball's 48, Conroe's 45, Galveston at 52. This is likely, even with the sun out, as warm as we are going to get today, as the wind is transporting in colder air from points a little bit further north. As far as the change from 24 hours, well, yesterday at this time, Brenham was 24 degrees warmer. Let's see, 20 degrees Columbus, 17 Houston, 20 Galveston, 20 Wharton. So it's a big change. But this wind is by far the greatest factor in how this cold air is impacting the way it feels to you outside right now. So these are current winds, sustained winds. 26 at Hobby, Houston sustained wind at 20, Tomball a northwest wind at 18, Brenham a northwest wind at 28, Galveston northwest at 26. Palacios, I see you, northwest wind sustained at 30. This is during the past half hour. Gusts are a different story. They've been strong at times. Gusts to 37 at Hobby. Galveston had a gust of 44. This is over the past half hour. Tomball had a gust of 41. Sugar Land a gust of 44. Those are the strongest gusts. Palacios a gust of 45. And experience tells us that once we see gusts to about 40, that's when we usually begin to see some scattered power outages. That being said, because it is wintertime and we've lost a large percentage of the leaves on the trees, it will reduce the amount of power outages caused by tree limbs bending over because those leaves are not on the limbs. So those leaves act as sails in the wind and they help to bend the branch over when it's windy, when the leaves are on there. But when the leaves are off, it's just, it's an exposed branch in many cases, and so it's not bending over quite as much. But it's Houston, so there's still plenty of leaves out there, so we're seeing at least a few scattered power outages. And this is the latest power outage map. I just updated this from CenterPoint's website. And we are seeing scattered power outages, but nothing too terribly out of the ordinary, and certainly nothing over the top. We've got scattered power outages really across the board. Northwest side, Oak Forest up 290, up to Fairbanks, out the energy corridor, a few scattered power outages. These yellow cones are 10 persons or less in one single group of a power outage. So we got a few little spots where a line has been touched and a few homes are without power. Downtown scattered power outages, but even on a normal day, we get a few scattered power outages like this. So this is nothing too terribly out of the ordinary. I see a few spots, the red triangles are 100 homes that are without power at the moment out 59 and out the Hardy Toll Road in the Aldine area. And then I see a spot here, South Houston, with 100 homes out of power. But again, so far, really as far as the power outage situation goes, this is nothing to write home about, unless, of course, it's your house that doesn't have power, and then it's a big deal. And by the way, you don't have to call CenterPoint. They know when every single business and home that doesn't have power, they know it immediately, and the crews want to get the power back on as soon as possible. They're working on that. Big picture. Here's our storm system. Low pressure located right here over Arkansas. Trailing cold front has now pushed through out into the Gulf of Mexico. On the cold side, we've got snow back into St. Louis and the mountains of Arkansas. The Ozarks are getting snowed on right now. That's snow in Oklahoma. A few flurries near Wichita Falls. The sand color is the wind advisory that we are under here in Houston. That's until at least 8 o'clock this evening. After that, wind should begin to die down. This is going to be a big winter storm as it moves up the spine of the Appalachians. A lot of the heavier snow is going to be interior portions of New York State, and they may see a foot of snow. And so folks up here, millions of people up here bracing for a winter storm as we head into the second half of the weekend. That'll be tomorrow, Sunday, when they get the winter storm. And the winter storm warnings are up for the Virginias, the Carolinas, and up into the Northeast. What about our forecast? Okay, these are future track temperatures. So we're going to forecast temperature. Here we are going into 1:30. And everything just kind of holding where it is right now in the upper 40s, a couple of spots hanging on to 50 degrees, but not many of you. We'll put this in motion going into 4 o'clock in the afternoon, still in the 40s. Are you going to be out this evening? 8 o'clock, still quite breezy and in the 40s. Bundle up, whether you're going out now or this evening. That sun is not helping much with that wind out there. And then Sunday morning, we go into 7 a.m., and earlier in the week, it looked like we would be cold enough to have a freeze, especially north of I-10. We're backing off on that. You know, forecast models this afternoon here or late this morning are coming in here with lows in the mid to upper 30s in Harris County, and then mid to maybe some lower 30s in our northwest counties. The thing is, the wind is going to continue to kind of blow overnight. That mixes the atmosphere, and that quite often will keep us from dropping down to our potential max low temperature. So I think 30s, but above freezing now in most spots going into Sunday morning. Let's talk about the winds. This is the wind gust forecast. So as we began this morning, we thought we'd see gusts to 30, 35, maybe 40. That's exactly what we saw. So the model's got a good handle on what's going on. It initiated well. By 6 o'clock this evening, still could see a gust to 40 in Pasadena, to 38 in Tomball, to 40 in Columbus. Again, borderline isolated power outage issue will continue, but nothing over the top. We go into Saturday night and Sunday morning by 8 a.m. Got the half marathon and the marathon tomorrow morning. It will be cold in the 30s, and we'll still have sustained winds at 10 to 15 and gusts out of the northwest to near 30 at Bush, to near 30 in Pearland. So downtown area where the marathon's taking place, you will have a gust to 30 out of the northwest, sustained wind out of the northwest at 10 to 15. That's shouldn't cause any problems as far as power outages, but if you have to run into that wind, that's going to be a cold run. Okay, these are the feels like wind chill factor forecast temps. This is going into Saturday evening. We go into 4:30, feeling like it's in the lower 40s, even some upper 30s in spots with that wind blowing this evening. We go into Sunday. This is 2:30 a.m., feeling like 26 in Huntsville. Brenham feeling like 28. Feeling like freezing or a little below in Houston, Harris County. Pearland feeling like 31. Galveston will feel like freezing late tonight at 32. So a windy, cold night is on tap. Make sure the pets have some food and a warm place to go. And the extended forecast then. So I'm going to forecast 35 for a morning low tomorrow morning in Houston proper. We'll go to about 55 or so in the afternoon. Monday, 39, 65. That is a gorgeous, gorgeous Martin Luther King Day on Monday. Tuesday and Wednesday, it's low to mid-70s, a little bit of a rebound, lows in the 40s and 50s, so really delightful weather. Sweaters in the morning, a t-shirt in the afternoon. And then another front comes in Wednesday evening. Look at the north wind Thursday and Friday, lows back into the 40s and 30s Thursday and Friday. So a sweater and or a jacket for most of next week, except for a couple of mild afternoons on Tuesday and Wednesday. And that really is beautiful. And look at these 30s and 50s Friday. Going into the coming weekend, it may also start out quite chilly with 30s and 50s. So that is where we stand right now. We're monitoring it. We've got a few isolated to scattered power outages, but nothing out of the ordinary, nothing too far over the top. We'll continue to watch the winds this evening. And on the TV side, Kim Castro will be back live at 6 o'clock this evening for a complete update on the winds and if we have any more problems at all that have developed out there. That's where we stand right now. We'll give you an update as necessary through the afternoon. And again, live on KHOU 11 News. Lauren, the show's at 6, right? At 6. Live at 6 for a live update on the TV side. Have a good afternoon out there, everybody, and stay warm.